The making of this album is definitely one of the most interesting projects I ever was involved with. It all started when I was approached by Tom Andreasen from a beneficiary organization here in Norway called Hand to Hand. He asked me if I, as an artist, could contribute in any way to raising funds. They work to help children in Romania. And after some thinking, I got the idea, why don't I make an album? I have all these great guitar picking friends, some of which are really famous. And there are people like Tommy Emmanuel, don't you know? And John Knowles. They are both CGPs, appointed by Chet Atkins, certified guitar players. And also people like Muriel Anderson, Richard Smith, and Pat Bergeson, who played in Chet's band for several years. And I'm also a great fan of string swing, hot club, jungle style music. And I know a guy in Germany who's one of the greatest, Joshua Stefan, so I wanted him. And also a young, great Swedish player, only 24 years old now, and he's very up and coming, great guy. So I invited him into the company of us older, more mature players. I had so many names to pick from, but I had to pick some of them, and this was a list. And when I contacted these people, they all were for it. They all said yes, of course. They wanted to play with me on the album, and they wanted to help these children. And now that the album is done, I think it came out pretty good, given the way it was done. I started here picking songs. I wanted to play just my own compositions, and I picked out some songs. I dusted off some of the old songs I wrote many years ago, and even wrote some new ones for this album. And I recorded what you might call like draft files, recordings with my guitar and bass and maybe percussion and drums. The only thing that was fixed and settled for was the arrangement and the tempo. And then I used the internet to send the files around, and these other artists, they recorded their parts and sent them back to me, and I put them back into my program. And after that I had a lot of work refining the backing tracks, like the other instruments, backing, you know, the drums, keyboard parts, backing guitars, everything. And after I started a couple of tunes, when they got more or less finished, I thought it would be so nice to have a great, well-known keyboard player to play on a couple of those. So I got in touch with Randy Goodrum. He is also one of these times greatest songwriters, has had so many hits for any kind of artists, from rock and roll to jazz and country and everything. So I got in touch with him, and he was he was very interested in being part of this. He even thanked me for thinking about him. He used to play on a lot of Chet Atkins' albums, and they wrote songs together. And he even played with Chet on several concerts and shows. And when he was done, and I was so pleased with what the work he had done, he said it was like being back playing an old Chet session again, and that was so flattering for me. I thought, you must have done something right here. And well, now the album is done. It's 16 different songs, where I play a couple alone, but on the other 14, the other artists are playing in duets with me, and I'm very happy with it because there's so much emotion and feeling and groove from everybody in there. And thinking about the way it was done, it's kind of hard to believe it, but all these people are very professional. So it has been such a nice work to do. The Swedish player Emil, he was here and recorded at my studio, and the others recorded different places around the world, like in Nashville, and I know Tommy, he recorded in Germany with Henno Althoff, adult studio. Henno is such a great producer and engineer, so Tommy sounded just great. So I'll let you listen to some samples from the album.